Hi, everybody.
Hello, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And tonight we got Trina and we got Steve from Slightly Slanted Sleuth.
Hi.
Who seems to know everything. And
I don't know everything. Now knock it off.
Hey,
The more I know, the less I know, don't know.
Right.
And that's absolutely the truth.
That's where I'm at.
All right. So I see we getting quite a crowd in here already tonight, and thanks for everybody for coming. We're doing so good so far. Zoom wanted to work tonight like no problem and nobody's business. It just caught right on. So this week I had a good experience. I went out to the park, did a little hiking, and as you can see from my background, I ran into the elusive herd of bighorn sheep. And I figured I would share that picture with all of you because that's a real treat out here. There's like 30 or 30 some odd of them that live in the park, which is one big, huge park. You can look it up on the map. And to see them all together in a big group is quite the feat. So enjoy, because those are really hard to come by. And I don't know if you all have seen them, but a bighorn sheep, but to see a whole group of them in a bunch there, that's really special.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, for tonight, we are going to talk about Ophiuchus. And there he is. He's appearing on screen before us. Ophiuchus
He's got to talk.
himself.
Hello.
There he is. I love it. Y'all the both. Yes.
There's always a surprise here, isn't there?
I love it. That's some deep stuff from the Nag Hammadi scriptures.
What do you mean?
Y'all Debayoth, all the stuff in the Nag Hammadi about the feathered serpent. It's powerful teachings.
Quetzalcoatl.
Wow, Steve, that is so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's my inner devil, my inner demon.
Yep. The it.
Yeah. Just to get over that. Oh man, you look like that clown from the It.
That's what she just said right there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Man. Anyway,
hello, Brenda.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Brenda.
Everybody is piling in like crazy.
Much love to you.
Oh yeah. We got who do we got here? We got April Runk. She hasn't been in here for a while.
Hi, April.
And Michelle Can-Am Free, David Castle, and Lori, who's running the Andromeda 7 portal. Yes. Dark Truth. Teresa D. Anton. I think I said that right. Centurion Sun. Deborah Truax. Darth. Hey, Darth.
Hi, Darth.
Hey. Jill Jarrett and Julianne Payne and Milky's mom. Yay! I got a good next video. You're gonna love it. It's really good. I found a whole section in there that's really cool with Brian, and I was gonna have it on tonight's video that I put up, but I thought I'm gonna save that for a special occasion. You're gonna love that even better. Let's see. I see Big Al was in here for a bit, and Delaney Jones. I hope you got your hat and all is good. Let's see who else. Anybody I missed? Oh well, if I missed you, well, we'll get back to you. And Tanya Rose is in, and Lucky Stone. Yes, good deal.
Mm-hmm.
So yep. And anyway, if you want a hat, Crystal, she's making them scarves. Today it's a little warm in my house, so I got my other hat on. But these make good scarves plus a hat, because they got the, she makes it with the thing in the side. Steve, you got, I sent you a hat. I hope you're liking it.
I got my hat and I loved it.
Yeah,
I love it.
And I've gotten a few emails from some people who've got her hats, and they said they're wonderful.
Yeah,
so
I concur. I agree wholeheartedly.
So
They were awesome.
Yeah, good
Right
hard
on.
work on her part. So
Yeah,
but
I couldn't imagine sitting here
she's
doing
doing
that.
a real good job on the Andromeda 7 as the hosting. I tell you, she's right on top of it there.
Yeah.
You know, it's time and patience, and she'll be right up there. She'll be like, woohoo! You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
She's
anyway,
got the personality for it.
yeah, she's like a born natural, you know.
For
And,
sure.
plus, she's got a better face to look at than I do. So my ugly mug, you know.
You got a good face to look at, Robert. Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
You ain't bad to look
Count
at
your
as long as my eyes are
blessings,
closed.
friend. Count your blessings.
There you go. There you go.
Nah.
Oh.
Both of you boys, you are handsome boys. You count your blessings.
Yeah, tell my wife that.
Yeah.
I just saw a light flash behind you, Steve.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, yep. As I say, I see it now again. Yep. Okay.
There you go. Anyhow, let's see. So we're going to talk about Ophiuchus tonight. But first, Trina, you're going to read a card.
Okay. Well, like when you told me that you wanted to do that, I literally pulled a card, and it was kind of funny because I was drawn to pull 4. So the first one that I pulled, which is so appropriate for right now, and I don't know if you guys can see this, life's challenges.
Can see pretty good. Yep.
Yeah. So this says life offers us challenges so we can expand our abilities, stretch our horizons, and strengthen in ourselves. Have some challenges been arising lately? Problems are best solved when we come from the certainty that the solution is already here. Close your eyes and imagine receiving 3 balloons filled with empowering internal resources. One is filled with trust, one is filled with wisdom, and one is filled with clarity. Imagine breathing these qualities in right now and letting them suffuse your whole being. Now imagine how you will feel 1 year from now as these qualities permeate your life. Sorry, guys, getting over a little cold. Breathe how you'll breathe a year from now. Feel how you will look, and look back over the last year and see how effortlessly you faced all your old challenges, how easily they were resolved. It may seem as though it was never really a problem, that grace somehow handled it all. From a certainty that the challenge has already been handled comes true inspiration. Start with this certainty. Oh, that was pretty spot on.
Yep.
Spot
This is-
on. But do you think it's going to be that's next year or next year? You think we're going to look back on 2020 and say it was easy?
I think you know,
afterwards we will, won't we?
when I look at the potential changes that we're facing, we may look at this and say it was easy.
Yeah.
So I
Looking
can see
back,
how,
probably, right? Yeah.
yeah, I could
Agree with
see
that.
that could actually be true. But I do think that this is the key to getting where we want to go, is knowing that the outcome is already there and that our path is going to take us where we need to be.
Always. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally. Good card. Good card.
Yeah, and then the next one was gratitude. And we know that that's where we get to manifestation, is to be grateful for the things that you already have and be grateful for the things you know that you're going to receive. And that magnetizes that into your reality. It all starts with that gratitude. And then the next card was offering. That which you offer turns to gold. That which you hold back turns to coal. Have you been withholding a part of yourself recently? Have you been resistant or withdrawn or reluctant to be fully engaged in life? This is a recipe for pain. Make the decision today to play flat out, to be totally and comprehensively involved in everything you do and in everything you offer to life. Whether you are with, whoever you are with, wherever you are, simply offer everything to the task of activity at hand. Surrender in the offering, and you will discover that there is no you in doing. You will find that grace is operating fluidly and beautifully through you. It's simply grace offering itself back to grace. Another key of
Nice.
wisdom. And then the final and last card was discernment. And I think that this is really going to be a strong time for people, especially all of the people right now that are waking up. Apparently, there is a wave right now that is mammothly huge. So, discernment is really going to be important for the people who are just now beginning the journey that most of us have been on for a little while. So, truth is calling you to be more vigilant in your discernment. Sometimes you get wrapped up in the confusion of the mind. Should I do this or should I do that? The mind is a tricky place to dwell. It's always changing. It's a morass. Trying to be discerning by checking on your thoughts is like walking into quicksand. You get sucked into a desperate struggle that usually ends in disaster. Stop looking in your mind for answers. Instead, place all of your awareness on your body. The body is a barometer of the soul. If you have a question, ask it. Then breathe into the front of your body. And in the front of your body, if it remains relaxed or neutral or easy, feel free to take the plunge or take the action needed. If your body signals you with a glitch of your breath, or you feel uneasy or a tightness, this means do not take the action. To be truly discerning, you learn to listen to your body, for it never lies. And that's it.
Nice, 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 nice.
Very good.
So life's challenges are present. To get through those, we need to have gratitude and an offering of what we want to see and focus on that and bring it to you through your magnetizing powers. And through all of this, we are going to need to have discernment.
And what does discernment mean?
That means knowing, letting your body guide you. If you don't know right action, if you don't know to go forward or step backwards, ask your body and pay attention to the reaction in your body. Does it make you feel comfortable and relaxed? And you're like, yeah, I can roll with that. Or do you get a tightness or kind of a resistance or a feeling in your gut? You know, those tightenings. Then that's how you begin to tell yes and no. It's just like if you want to test yourself on a medication. If you put it in your left hand, which is receiving, and place it to your heart and have somebody test the strength of your arm, and then you can take something that you know is harmful and put it in your left hand and hold it to your chest and see the difference of the strength in your natural body system. That is your yes and that is your no, because your body is strong when it's on the right path, but your body gets weak when it knows it's hitting an obstacle.
I've never heard of that
Don't
before.
lie. It's called kinesiology and
Awesome.
muscle testing. It's an ancient form of diagnosis, and it's still used in all the Chinese medicine. Yeah. I've been doing it since I was 10 years old, and I love it. It's very powerful.
Hmm.
You can test crystals, colors, anything, foods, anything, and you can see. And a way to test yourself is your fire finger, which is your middle finger, and your thumb. You put them together like this and you hold them tight and you say, show me a yes, and then try to pull that apart and feel the strength of it. And then say, show me a no. And then when you do it, it breaks. Strength is gone. And it's really amazing because you can literally feel the strength in your body change according to what you're saying to it.
So
Yep.
it's kind of like when you got the rods, you know, people have the rods and they go this way and this way.
Yes.
So basically, you know, you're not using a rod, you're using your fingers instead. But because the rods, I think they're just a tool, but you're the person that's making a move. It's just that,
Yeah, because you're asking the question.
yeah,
Absolutely, Robert. And it's going through your vibration of thought saying whatever you're asking, and you're wanting to know if it's strong or it's weak. So the rods move according to the energy frequency in your body from the answer of that question.
ah,
Yeah.
how about that?
Yeah, because one
Totally cool.
is going to be a positive and one is going to be a negative. So one is going to magnetize and one is going to pull apart. So you're going to have yes or no. And that's why you ask your body, show me a yes, so you can see what yes looks like for you, because it may not look the same for everybody. So you always got to find out what are your, how is your body going to show you your yes and your no?
What if my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes?
Then you're in a conundrum.
See, this is where I need Marsha Price to make. See, you know, we got the rods. Thank you, Marsha Price, for the rods. Anyway,
Yes.
Anybody wants these? They're awesome. I hold them. If you wonder where my hands are while I'm on here, they're down here and they're holding onto the rods.
It's so beautiful.
But anyway, I wonder if she'd make a set like with the little rod diviner things in like the rods. I wonder how powerful
Dowsing rods.
Yeah, so they would be like this, but they would be in these.
I think that's pretty much what those are based off of.
Yeah,
kind of. But those are that energy is so powerful in those, Robert. I don't know if the rods could read over the power of those rods.
I don't know.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, 'cause they have their own force inside of them, so those would affect the dowsing rods.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, it's just a good question. I wonder.
Yeah, I would ask her. She'll know.
Yeah,
Marsha will know.
Oh, well, okay. That's a good question, Marsha. You hear that? I'm yelling out to you.
Yes. Yes. Can we have dowsing rods with your magic rods of Ra?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I like the rods.
Yes.
I do too. I've never had any, but my grandfather's been using dowsing rods my whole entire life. He was a cowboy. So he used to do trail rides and stuff.
Well, yeah, you're in Arizona, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and people would actually hire him to go and find the water on their property and stuff so they could dig their wells. So like instead of paying for 5 different perk tests, they'd have my grandfather go out and just douse the land and find the water. And he was really good at that stuff.
Did he find a lot of water mains or sewer lines? Well, I guess not out there. Over there, yeah, there it's probably.
Yeah, scout in the desert, no water lines out there.
Right.
But there's so much water underground, though. You
Yeah.
would be really amazed because we really do have a lot of underground water. I'm literally on top of one of the main aquifers that run through Arizona. So, in my aquifer runs through the salt sands and stuff. So it's powerful energy.
How
and then
far
the other
down do
one,
they typically have to drill to hit water?
it depends on where you're at. Like about 5 miles north of me, some of the wells you only have to go 30 to 60 feet. And then about 10 miles south of that, you might have to go anywhere from 350 to 800. So it just so depends on where you at. And I mean, it is kind of that specific. So yeah. Interesting.
Oh, here, Lucky Stone has got one. He says Horus rods are static energy. Dowsing rods are dynamic energy. It's a interesting thought, but Trina is right. So.
Oh, I had a feeling because
Trina is mostly always right.
I just know energy. I've been working with it for a while, and I know how powerful those rods are. Steve, the first time I held those, I had to put them down and lay down. My head started buzzing so hard. I was like, whoa. And then I got a really bad headache. And I think it was Robert that told me that it got rid of his headache. And I tried them and it did. It took my headache right away. But they're powerful. Yeah. They really are. That's why I was like, oh, I think if we put those on the dowsing rods might start dancing and going crazy because it's a different kind of energy. Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know if you get a reading.
Well, April Runk, she said that all those reading cards that she said they hit right home. So.
Oh, right on,
really
April.
You were reading them right to her. I swear. Anyway, that's what she's saying. So good for you. Anyway, back to what we're going to talk about Ophiuchus tonight.
Okay.
So
Well,
tell us a little bit about Ophiuchus, and I got to share screen, and I think I can help us out with a few of these things. I hope everybody can see some of this stuff.
yes.
Okay. In ancient Greek, the constellation represented the god Apollo struggling with a huge snake that guarded the oracle of Delphi.
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 Okay, Delphi. Okay, and so here's the snake and the guy and Taurus, and that's how they get Ophiuchus. And his
Mhm.
sign is this with the big
Yes.
U and the snake. That would be the snake that comes through there.
Yep.
So, where is Ophiuchus located in the zodiac signs? And I don't see it. Should be over here.
It's up at the top. It's up at the top, Robert.
Behind the
Oh, there it
sun.
is.
There you go. Yeah, there you
Okay.
go, between Scorpio and
Okay.
Capricorn.
I don't know if I can make this any bigger on the thing. Oh yeah, I can make it a little bit bigger. Let's see if I can make it. I can't make it bigger.
That's okay. We can see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Ophiuchus.
Yep.
There it
That's
is.
it.
Don't look like much, but that's where it come through. And it is the snake bearer, November 29th to December 17th. It's a new sign. Let's see, anything else we can talk about with this? I got this off of Wikipedia. It's the brightest star. Ophiuchus included called Ophiuchi, called I don't know. I'll mispronounce it. Head of the serpent charmer at magnitude 2.07 and known as Sebek, the preceding one. Sabek, yeah. I'm glad you two are here to help me pronounce this stuff. At magnitude 2.43, other bright stars in the constellation, including Ophiuchi, something, dog of the shepherd, and Ophiuchi, or Marfik, the elbow.
Well, that dog of the shepherd one's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Ophiuchi is part of a class called recurrent nova, whose brightness increases at regular intervals by hundreds of times in a period of just a few days. It is thought to be at the brink of becoming a type 1 supernova, Barnard's star, one of the nearest stars to the solar system. The only star closer are Alpha Centauri binary star system, and Proxima Centauri lies in Ophiuchus. It is located to the left of B, just north of the V-shaped group of stars in an area that was once occupied by the now obsolete constellation of Taurus Poveratsky's bull. In 2005, astronomers using the data from the Green Bank telescope discovered a superbubble so large that it extends beyond the plane of the galaxy. It is called the Ophiuchus superbubble. Yeah, so there.
It's odd that the closest star to the solar system is Barnard's star, because I've been saying that our solar system is on the trajectory of the Barnard's loop from the Orion Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where our solar system was born, in that nebula.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fitting.
That is interesting. That's very interesting. You know, it's so amazing because, you know, we just kind of, the 13th zodiac sign, that there really wasn't a lot of talk about it until a few years ago. And it's amazing when you look at the symbol. That's a unique symbol, you know, because all of the zodiac signs have their symbol. And it's, you know, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a chart, and it's like, these are how the zodiac signs are in our body. The symbols are in us. And you see where Ophiuchus is? It's right where the sexual part is.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual energies. And that's so, this is regenerative. This is, the symbol even looks kind of like an egg. You know what I mean? And it almost looks like like a magnet with a snake running through it.
Yes, it
So
does.
yeah, this is about new life, new cycle, and we're entering into a new age. This is,
You
to
know what
me, I think,
13 is? 13 is the mystical number, right?
yes, and it's also the hidden number representation of mother matter, the divine feminine.
The light.
Yes, yes. And I'm
Yeah.
also seeing a very strong correlation to this with the light bearer. And the light bearer being very much connected to Venus. And for whatever reason, I think there somehow is an affinity. Uh, what is a Scorpio's opposite, if anybody knows that? What would be Scorpio's opposite?
I'm not sure.
Me
Never been
neither.
good. Never been good with the signs of that.
Yeah,
I'm learning more and more about them all the time. But
yeah, this sign is so mysterious, and it controls fetal tissue. Where its placement in the body is the lower part of the body, which is the sexual generative part of us. This is where we make life. This is where literally we create and bring forth brand new matter into the world. I think Ophiuchus is like the seed for the new vibration that we'll be entering into is what we create now, and that's why it feels kind of like things right now is in a standstill. You know how everything's kind of seems like it's not moving, like we don't know who the president is. There's all this weirdness, people are getting locked down. It's like a reboot, kind of. It feels like this could be a reboot. So it's going to be really important where you focus your thoughts and where you want what you want to see happen in the future, because I think that this is a manifestation window of a very monumental proportion.
Yeah, so
abs-
I think it's from everything that I've learned and experienced this last year. January 13th was that cross conjunction, which is the same as Ophiuchus to me, because Ophiuchus is the 13th sign, which is the pineal gland in the middle of our head, in the middle of the 12
Yes.
apostles, the 13. And also in the Last Supper painting, it's depicted as Jesus. So, and he's bearing a snake or a serpent, which is
Yes.
our lower carnal nature. And the carnal nature that we have been residing in has gotten us to a point to where we're just in chaos, and we need to redevelop our thinking and go to the to the lighter side of things and love each other and be right with the world, because you know it sounds new ageist, but it's that simple. I think the
Yeah.
13 is the key to everything.
Yes, it is.
It's
It's
kind
the
of funny
point
how
of the
everything that is
dots. It's
every
the
every
point in the middle of the circle. It's the central pole. And this is kind of what I'm seeing Ophiuchus is. I think it's connected to the northern circumpolar pole star. It's in Ophiuchus. It's in that area. So the pole, the serpent on the pole, that's our symbol of medicine. That is the actual symbol of medicine, is the caduceus, and that is the symbology of Ophiuchus. So this means we have an opportunity to bring in magical powers, spontaneous healing, placebo effect. This is when, if you think it, you can actually manifest it. Like, because this is a window where you could literally start to bring in miraculous things because of this magical, hidden serpent wisdom that truly is what fires up our mind. So this could be a very, very powerful thing.
and again, we're back to the serpent again. I find this kind of ironic that, throughout the ages, Wayne's talked plenty about this on his channel, how you can go back through the ages and it's the serpent, the serpent, the serpent, the
Everywhere.
serpent yeah, everywhere through all the nations and places.
Oh,
And then then it turned to the eagle, and then the eagle
yes.
came and things changed. And
Yeah.
now, so from what you're saying is what I'm getting is this, it's going to be like a healing time, a rebirth, and then we're going to go back to the serpent. to that knowledge, because we're going into the age of what is it? We went into the age of knowing, and now
Aquarius.
Aquarius is the age of knowing, not and the age that we're
Pisces
in.
is believe. Yeah, Pisces,
Believe.
I believe. And
Yeah.
now we're going into Aquarius, I know.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So is
Doesn't
knowing.
mean it's going to be smooth sailing, though.
No. I mean, the
No.
transition from one to the other always creates chaos. There's never a smooth transition. There's always a turmoil, just like from spring to summer and summer to fall and fall to winter. You have one day it's 80 degrees, the next day it's 30 below, and then it's snowing, and then it's raining, and then the sun's out, and then it's snowing again, and it's like it can't make up its mind. It's chaos until winter actually hits or summer actually happens, and then it's either all snow or all sun and fun, and you know what I mean? And then you're in that smooth area.
Yes.
If you're lucky, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, we're more or less sane anyway.
When I would learn different modalities when I was going to school, we learned a modality called cranial sacral therapy. And it's where you, as the practitioner, would hold your client's head at the base of the occiput, which is the ridge of underneath the skull. And there were certain positions, like you would put your hands like this, and you form this crossing with your thumbs, and you would literally put your thumbs would rest on the ridge of the occiput, and you would literally connect and set your fulcrums and start to breathe and run the energy through the spine. And it's really amazing because I did that protocol in school, and I started watching people unwind. And that's why they call it cranial unwinding. Because when you get traumatized in your body, be it emotional, physical, car accident, sports injuries, it doesn't matter. It's all recorded in Jacob's ladder. It's all recorded in the 33 in your spine. So when people go through these cranial unwinding processes, you literally start to watch their body. It starts to unwind like a snake. It is the weirdest thing I'd ever seen before, but it was powerful. So, like, if you're doing this with people in an office or in a practitioner's building, people can fall off the table and stuff. So it's crazy because they literally start to uncoil and unwind like a snake. So I had this idea. I was like, I want to do this in the water. So I started doing this protocol in the water. And holy moly, you talk about a whole nother level of cranial unwinding. I saw some of the most beautiful things in my life watching people start to unwind in the water. And this really profound thing would happen. I would see people holding their breath for up to 3 minutes and not needing to come up for air. And when they did need to come up for air, they would just roll and come up for air, breathe in the air, and then go right back into the unwinding. And it's so beautiful in the water because you can guide their body, but they have full ability to move whichever way they need to. And there's no obstructions, and they're not going to fall off a table, and they're not going to there's no way they're going to be hurt that way. So yeah, it's amazing when you tap into these spine energies. This activates a level of healing that literally is almost undescribable because it is so palatable. A lot of famous sports people and stuff like that, like if they get injuries that they can't resolve or heal, a lot of them turn to these modalities and they do get their issues resolved because there's an energy attached to that injury that they still need to work through. And sometimes if they can't verbalize it or get the images in their head, they can process it through letting the spine unwind and it leaves the body. I had a gymnastics injury when I was 16 years old. I had been practicing aerials, which is a no-handed cartwheel. So you jump and you do a cartwheel with no hands and your head just glides over the ground, but it doesn't hit. And then I was doing back handsprings all week. Well, I don't know how I had a brain glitch, and I was in the middle of doing a back handspring, and I instead of when I landed on my back handspring, I lifted up my hands like an aerial. So I went straight down on my head, like damaged my spine to where I went into convulsions, and the whole right side of my body was like burning on fire because I pinched a nerve, and it was nerve pain, nerve fire, just radiating the whole right side of my body like I was burning on fire from the inside out. And when the pain hit to a certain level, it would just knock me unconscious. So I was cycling through this, and I cycled through it 3 times before it stopped. So I went to the emergency room, and I like bruised and kind of kinked my spine, but I didn't break anything. There was no broken bones, but I had this burning, pain, and I damaged like my neck. And they were, wanted to put me on pain pills and stuff, and I can't take those because they would just knock me unconscious. I couldn't function. So I just learned how to manage the pain and just deal with it. I had this pain in my neck for 22 years. And I got a cranial unwinding session at Sweehaw where I was going to school. And it took me about 3 weeks to realize it, but it healed it. And I didn't even know, because when you live with pain for so long, you get used to it. You don't even kind of know, you just get used to it. But it was the weirdest thing. It was like 3 weeks later, and we were doing another protocol. And I was sitting there and I was rubbing my neck, and I'm like, oh my God, that pain is gone in my neck. And I just couldn't believe it. And she was like, I knew you healed something. She goes, but I didn't know what it was. She goes, now you just confirmed for me that it was something you had in your neck. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't even realize it till now because I've had that pain for 22 years. And it literally was gone in 1 session.
Wow.
It was crazy profound. That's when I fell in love with energy work and energy modalities. Because, man, wow, I've seen things that they couldn't find a solution for, just like my neck. There's nothing really we can do for this. You got a little bit of damage to your spinal cord, but not enough to paralyze you, but enough to give you chronic nerve pain for, ever. So, it's like you learn to deal with the pain. So I never thought it would go away. So what a beautiful gift. What a beautiful gift.
Good for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's the power. That's the power of Ophiuchus. And this is the power that we can tap into. So, guys, I'm saying if you dream big, if you want to become the airbender, if you want to become whatever, literally dream big and manifest it, because these are potent powers. I have never seen such powerful healing that comes through the spine. This is where our magical powers truly lay. And when you activate the pineal gland, this is coming from the spine. This is all the power of the serpent on the pole. And that's why they used that symbol as our symbol of medicine. So this is an opportunity for some serious healing if we can do it and bring it in and invoke it and make it so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Julianne Payne says, Fuchsius, balance IUC colors.
Yes. And that's because pH, which is the pH is the alkalinity, the balance of the chemicals. So you got to keep your pH balanced. And when your pH is balanced, you have full access to your spinal or kundalini. And when you activate that pineal gland, what happens? You shoot the rainbow. So the rainbow is activated. That is literally the rainbow serpent and the rainbow warriors. It's the ones that can activate the pineal gland and utilize the power of inner vision, third eye. Yeah.
Absolutely. And see, that's the thing. It's all about our third eye and opening up. I made that trailer video today, and if you watched it, or I'm sure everybody's gonna watch it eventually. But in there, I had a bunch of stuff with the third eye. It was all about opening your third eye.
Wow. See, Robert, you didn't even know, and you're totally in sync.
Well, and that's the whole thing. When I'm doing those things, I like I said, I swear I just close my eyes pretty much, and I just say,
yeah,
you know, let me push the right button and pick the right stuff. And I just, well, I got to use this one. And I don't know why, but I just, I swear I'm channeling Brian, you know, because
I think you, like I said, and it's amazing. We're growing as a group. I mean, we're getting really connected. I mean, and a lot of us, you know, we've been spending a couple, 3, 4 years together now. I mean, there's serious love, like family, like you love, because guys, some of us, like me, I can talk to you guys about things that I can't even talk to my family about. So, you know,
yeah,
that's what family is the people you trust to be able to talk about things with, and you know, be able to have an open mind and not, you know, get thrown under the kitchen table and kicked out of the front room. Like, seriously, I don't want to hear none of that stuff. You know, a lot of people can't handle these levels of communication. So can I just tell you guys, thank you for being my family.
Well, damn it, sit in the corner.
Bite me, Steve.
Steve,
thank you for being in our family, in my family.
Thank you for being
I just gotta say thank you guys for accepting me, period, because I'm a freaking handful.
Yes.
Steve, I was telling the people in a drama today, because I found out you were coming on. I was like, right on, Steve, rock it, you know, and they were laughing. I was like, I don't know why I love Steve so much. He reminds me of my brother, and I just love him so much. But sometimes I want to smack him because I want to smack my brother too. But I just love him because he's like my brother. You do. You remind me so much of my brother.
Right.
Yeah. And I, like I said, we're only 13 months apart. So we were always very close. Yeah, but we fought like cats and dogs too, you know?
There's the 13.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
So, Steve, have you had any, well, I know you had some big accidents along the way, and has your body got torn up, and do you need unwinding?
Yes, like right now I'm dealing with this, I got this lower back pain, you know, this sciatic thing where it hurts your whole leg, deep throbbing pain.
Can I tell you how to help that a lot?
Oh.
I don't know if I can show you. It's kind of difficult. You need to stretch. Okay. Most people don't understand, but low back sciatic pain is because you've got compression in your sacrum. And the compression in your sacrum is actually coming from the front of your hips. It's not coming from the back.
When you pull your leg up to your chest,
that helps a little bit, but that's not the right muscles. You got to release piriformis and sartorius, which are the inner thigh muscles. So what you need to do is let me see if I can show you. Sorry, pardon, guys. I'm going to be in my bedroom, and this is a little weird. But what you're going to do is you're going to put your leg up on something, and you're going to bend down into the leg. So you got to elevate the leg sideways, and you got to stretch out the inner thigh.
Oh, that makes sense.
Inner thigh, because that will release the abductors, which are here. So you open up the leg sideways and bend into it, and it'll stretch your legs open. And if you do that, it'll release the pain in your low back. I have
awesome. I'm going to post all over Facebook. I was in your bedroom and everything. Things got weird now.
Hey, sorry.
You're the brother. It's okay. You're the brother.
Like I said, Steve, your family. It's all good, brother. Yep.
Well, I just had to. I couldn't resist.
Absolutely. But no, Steve, I swear to God, that will help you.
I will try that.
I
will try that.
It's a different set of muscles. And if you don't get piriformis and sartorius to release that sacrum, you will not stop the compression on that sciatic nerve, because that nerve is wider than your pinky. I had to dissect cadavers, so I've literally got to see what this looks like inside the human body. It is the biggest nerve running down the entire body. It's huge. So when your hip and your front muscles from the inner thighs, it clamps down on that hip and the sacrum, and it crushes the sciatic nerve, and that's where you're having your pain.
Yeah, it hurts.
Well, I'll tell you what, now, Steve, I'll tell you, I had a lot of lower back pain, and I got one of them teeter tables, which helped out a lot. I don't know if you ever had one of those.
Oh, yeah, teeter hang-ups. I feel great.
Yeah, and I use that. But, like, now that I've got I've stretched out and everything like that. So every day when I go to work, this is gonna sound really funny, Trina, that's what I do.
See, Robert, it works. You're so smart.
And
oh my God.
So I go there, and there's this one spot where there's like a big step, and I take and I stretch out, and I do that stretch just like you do. And I do that, I bend over, and I do the thing, and I stretch that out. I hold it as long as I can. Sometimes it hurts like hell. And then I do the other side, and I stretch that out, and then I do another one. I kind of put my leg in and like do a real big deep knee bend, and then after that, my back feels good for the rest of the day.
See, Robert, most guys don't know that, and they suffer so bad with low back pain, especially people who drive a lot that are stuck in a seat.
Yeah,
and because of the bouncing, the compression, just the bouncing, and it compresses, and they're just sitting with their legs like this, just driving down the road. Yep. Like you said, that is the magic fix for low back, and most people do not know that.
I thought I invented something myself, and here I was.
Oh, you're brilliant, Robert. For you to know to do that, oh man, you are brilliant. Most people never figure that out.
Well, Steve, you gotta try it. I can see you were sitting there in some sort of
because I keep doing this.
Yes, you can, and you can see your pain, Steve. Honestly, you really can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Enough about me now.
And I will tell you too, what also helps that do is ice. Put ice after you stretch, ice, because it'll take out the inflammation, because that starts to inflame all the stuff around it, because it knows there's a problem.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, ice and stretching, and you're gonna feel better. I'm excited. Get better.
It's been bugging me for 4 days now. It's driving me crazy.
I know people who struggled for 10 years. And I literally had this guy one time, and he was in so much pain, and he was doing the stretching, and it still wasn't helping, which I was like so amazed by. But this is really rare, because like 90% of people are fine after they start doing these stretches. But I literally put him on his belly, and I know how to do this one move that we learned in chiropractor. So you put them on their belly, and you bend their knee, and you take your hand on the back of their hip, and you pull up the knee, and you pop the hip bone down. Man, it popped so loud on him, and he couldn't believe it. He had been in pain for 10 years, and it was instantly gone. So yeah.
Now you got a stalker.
No, he's one of my girlfriends. She's married. He's married to my girlfriend's. So yeah, he's totally chill.
Well, I meant just a stalker. It doesn't have to be a stalker in that sense.
Actually, I've never had to do it again. He's been better. Ever. It held the whole. I mean, it's still okay. So. That's not normal, though.
If you healed me like that, I'll tell you that.
Well, Steve, I swear to God, I really think if you start doing those stretches and you open up your inner thighs, that your pain's going to go away. I honestly do. I've seen it.
I'm trying to open my legs, but no, forget it.
Hey, open your legs. It's going to make you feel better.
Hey, no.
Do it. Shame on you. When nobody's around, you just go and do it, and you'll be all good.
Yeah, I had to show my brother that, my dad that, because they all had the sciatica stuff going on. Yeah. My dad got it from sitting on a wallet. You know how guys keep their billfolds in their back pocket?
Stop taking mine.
And then you sit like this, and all the
time,
exactly, because the wallet's so darn thick.
That's exactly it.
I started wearing shirts with a pocket in it, so I keep it in the
pocket. Yeah, absolutely. My dad too, and he started wearing his wallet in his front pocket, not his back, because he couldn't do it. Yeah, messes up your sacrum in your.
You guys want to do a thought experiment on how to get closer to the truth, or to what we are trying to accomplish in our lifetimes anyway? Well, me anyway, is trying to marrying the opposites of everything. You know, you go through thinking, and you think of what's the ultimate opposite, but yet the same thing, because like temperature has a hot and a cold, high and a low, right?
Yep.
But they're the same thing, the same modality, right?
Yes.
So what is the ultimate opposite? Think about that. And
what is the opposite of what?
What is the ultimate opposite? The ultimate opposite.
You mean like light and dark?
Yeah, but it's even deeper than that, in
Life
my
and death.
opinion. Anyway. You know,
Life and
obviously, the whole thing of what we're doing right now and what our world is about is perspective, right?
Yes.
Yes. I think each one of us is a singularity of perspective, which contributes to the whole, obviously, correct?
Yes, correct.
And through those fractals, the fractalizations of our sight, perception, input, aura, we contribute or we extract from the environment, right?
Yep.
Or not extract, more or less, but don't contribute and use up, I guess.
Yes.
Which is the energy part of it. So what is the exact opposite of something?
Nothing.
Nothing. What is the exact opposite of definition? Ineffable, right?
Yes.
Undefinable.
Undefinable. Yes.
Which is ineffable. That's you know, in essence, that's what the ancients or the all of the old cultures used to consider God, was unfathomable, whatever that word is, but ineffable. So in essence, day and night is exactly the same as spirit and energy, you know, because energy can be considered the night. You know, the think of our unmanifest potential, the background as jello. You know, this is how I got this in my head today. And that unmanifest jello, which is both positive and negative forces in the microwave background or in the abyss, if you will, or the mind space of the world or the universe. What is the opposite of that causes perturbation? If it's an unmanifest potential, what causes alteration in that medium?
Sound or vibration.
Frequency, vibration, yes.
Yeah.
Which is the birth of plasma, light.
Yes.
That is in the word. In the beginning was the word.
Yeah.
The word was with God. God was the word.
Yep.
Now, that is the moment when everything comes to being, you know, well, after God, let there be light and all that. But in that moment of let there be light, in John 1:1, he states that, you know, he was witness to the light. Now that light is born from the word, because the second we put image to word or word to image is the birth of our consciousness, is the birth of us going, wow, there. Now I can describe it. That defines it.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I've looked at that before too, and the same thing. And I went through it, and when he, you know, he spoke the word. Well, if you speak a word, you're letting out sound and frequency.
But it's more than that too, though, Robert. It's the cognitive thought of putting that letter. Well, in essence, the Hebrew alphabet is one shape. It's called the flame in the meeting tent. I posted a link for this Stan Tenen paper, and for some reason it got by me because I was introduced to Stan Tenen 4 years ago, and I just, you know, like a lot of information, it wasn't appealing at the time. I wasn't ready for it, whatever.
Ready for it, yeah.
But the weirdest thing happened recently that I was thinking about this exact opposite of the nothing something, you know, there was nothing, now there's something, you know, the physical, spiritual, you know, all of that. And well, this flame in the tent is the same thing. We're in the tabernacle when they're in the desert and they build the tabernacle and they put the lampstand on the table, and it says the story, man. Verbatim, exactly what it's like. Wow. And I put all of this together in my own head, and obviously I can't convey that to you guys, but that's the perspective part of the whole deal. Is that's what makes the path narrow, is I cannot convince you of what my experience is until you experience your own. And that's what it's all about, because yours is going to be a little bit different than mine. That's what adds to the persona of the ineffable one that we all are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's so funny. It's like there's 12 zodiac signs, and the 13th is the center, which is you. And there's 12 cranial sacral nerves, and there's 12 ganglii, which are small brains within your solar plexus. And then I keep hearing that Ophiuchus is the potential to reactivate the 12 crystals within the crown chakra of the earth and repair the organic, natural crystalline grid. That was before the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the 12 jewels on the breastplate of the high priest too. That's the
Correct.
same thing. Yes, the same thing. Yeah, and all of that is connected. But we have to remember whenever that you think, and I don't know if this is what you're getting when you connect or whatever, but to me, whenever I hear in the earth or in the world, it's in me, you know,
Yes.
because the nations are in me, everything, the enmity is within me, the devil is in me, the God is in me, all of it, so
Yeah.
we can't forget that this is where I think we're going wrong as a world, is we're trying to fix everybody else and trying to do this on the outside, when if we just focus on how we feel about things on the inside and what tearing us up about what we perceive our reality to be, and we
Yeah.
come to peace with what we need to come to peace with in ourselves, I think the rest will take care of itself. That's just me though,
No, you're absolutely, you're right, Steve, because nobody can control your perception, or nobody can control the way you feel inside your universe. And literally, if the universe is inside of you, that means that you are affecting the universe. So the only way to control the effects of the universe is to control the effects within yourself. There is no other way. And it's just like you were talking about the letters of the Hebrew. You
Mhm.
know, that one symbol, when you hold it into a flame, and every time you shift it, one of like the clock, because it is 22 letters.
Yeah, the
That's 12
tetrahedron. Yep.
two times.
Yeah.
It's just short of it, but it's the different reflections.
Well, you know the reason why it's too short, right?
No, why?
It's because alpha and bet are the alpha and the omega.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely, that makes sense. But
We
you
are
know,
the
it's
bet,
so,
the Bethlehem, the house of bread.
absolutely, we are. Yes, absolutely.
But go ahead,
Yeah.
finish your thought. Sorry.
No, it's so beautiful because
You know what
all
that is the tetrahedron. That
yes,
that when you turn, it can oscillate at every nexus point, and
yes,
that's the two pyramids put together.
yes,
The
the
Star of
Star of
David.
David.
Yes,
Yeah, yes.
yes, and
Which is
that's
which
yeah,
is Merkabah.
yep, and the 666 comes from that too, people.
Oh,
Because there's
absolutely. Six hydro, six
6
neutron,
points, six stars within the star, six. I think
six
there's six.
protons, six neutrons, six
Yeah.
electrons. We are carbon based, baby.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's 666, 12, 12, 12. Okay, so here's the thing. So now there was 12 signs. Now there's 13. Ophiuchus is the 13th, which is the center, right? Question number one: is this a timeline thing where Ophiuchus was here before, or did he just show up now?
Always been here.
It's
It's
always
just
been here, but they
never been spoken about in a long time. They just brought it out a few years ago, but there's not a lot of information on it still even right now.
but I'm saying is if it's like when they put the Zodiac, it's out, it's round,
This
right?
year is a harvest year, is a double year,
But
a cell mitosis year. Yes.
yeah, but I'm just saying is that just like Ophiuchus has just appeared, has has Ophiuchus been here before at some point in time and then disappeared and then come back?
No, it's fixed. The stars are fixed, so they don't
Yeah.
move. So the
Well,
constellations, but the thing is Ophiuchus sits right above Scorpio and Capricorn, but the tail of the snake goes through the sign. So because it's not actually in the wheel, it's kind of above the wheel, but going through two of the signs of the wheel, it kind of never counted it. But I think that, like Steve says, it's literally the 13, which is the essence of serpent wisdom. And I've been getting a lot of information about the serpent wisdom. And I wonder if the Garden of Eden, when the serpent came into the garden, that's when they fell from the garden. I keep seeing, because the serpent gives you the ability to activate the third eye. The serpent is what gives you your natural healing abilities.
Mm.
Um, These are powerful, helpful energies. They're very helpful energies. So the serpent in the garden would be eating of the tree of good and evil because your eyes are opened when the serpent is activated inside of your body. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the introduction to Eve biting or Eve partaking and biting of the apple, the forbidden fruit, and then getting her and Adam kicked out. I think that's because the demigods that shut Adam off to make him dumb down and make us perfect slaves. This was the reintroduction of our organic gene codes, the genesis of Isis that brought us back into the ability of the serpents and brought us back into the ability to reconnect once again with the higher chakras in our body. Because I think somehow before Egypt, they were shut off.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Adam and Eve of the tree of knowledge and all that, we've my understanding of it now is that it's iteration after iteration. So the cosmic sense, Adam and Eve is the light in the abyss. The abyss is Eve, the eternal womb of creation, and Adam is the light. Now we move up the iteration ladder and we go to the allegorical, which is the biblical sense of the Adam and Eve story. Is our the serpent, the seed of the serpent is our ego, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil is the car stars and bars mentality, the world, the spirit of the world, the earth, the things that our senses are attached to, is the serpent. That's why serpent is connected to that. Now we can be wise as serpents, but we also have to be loving with the right desire through our heart in order to reach pleroma through
gentle as a dove.
Yes. That's what the dove of the Christians is that. And in Ophiuchus is the 13th, so that's the mystical number, and it's in the middle of the I think in, what was it, Dendra, they had Ophiuchus listed as one of the main constellations, I think, and then that was when they had the 13-month lunar calendar.
Yeah.
And that's when Ophiuchus was still part of the whole mix, and I think it was the Gregorian calendar or whatever that.
Yeah, and also, doesn't that correlate to, Steve, with the Jewish 13 moon calendar?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
See, and that's divine feminine. This is the womb. This is the potential of making life right now. I really do.
But we have to realize that everything isn't about feminine or male, because we are both. Yeah. We are both, and in my opinion, I am female to God.
Yes, I think everything birthed in matter in actuality is feminine.
Yes,
everything in matter is feminine.
I'm right about that. In the spiritual sense, you're correct. Yes.
Yeah, and I think definitely. So
because the seed is birthed in us. We hold the seed, and we are the mother of the seed.
Yes. That's why, yes, absolutely.
That's where all of these convoluted ideas come from. What ancestral shit going down in the Bible and all that, where the mother is the father, and the father is the mother, and the father is the and all that other stuff.
Yep.
And when we read too far into things with the carnal mind, we get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So see, from what you're saying, is Ophiuchus was around, and then they made it disappear. And now that we're going back into a age of knowing and enlightening and stuff like that, it's coming back.
Yes.
And so, it's kind of like dimming the light and then turning it up again. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that.
It's odd that you said that, because back in 1512, before they had telescopes, they postulated on an area, in Orion's sword. Orion's sword is the Orion Nebula, where I just told you guys the Barnard's loop emanates from.
Yep.
But that was dim then, because they never mentioned it, and that was the days of Copernicus, I believe. And there was another famous astronomer then, I can't remember what his name was, Galileo.
Yep.
And they never laid mention of that, of the Orion's Nebula, until 1542 or something like that, 30 years after that.
Yeah. See,
but the creation of Adam painting is an overlay of the Orion Nebula, believe it or not. And it looks like the Mandelbrot set as well.
See,
You know,
so
the iteration within an iteration thing.
yeah.
Yes.
So as the so I'm the average Joe and I'm getting this. Anyway, so what I'm getting is that, like you said, the stars don't change. They're always in position to stay the
Fixed.
same.
Yep.
They're in that fixed position. But they may tend to dim out while others get brighter and then they dim in. You know what I'm saying? So so that's what I'm understanding. So as one set gets brighter, like Ophiuchus is getting brighter, Orion may dim out and then, overshadow it kind of.
Variable stars, yes.
Yeah, but they're always fixed. They're still there. We just can't see them.
Correct. And that's, like Beetlejuice right now is
But
extra hyped up, and
stars do die and stars are born. So we have that too.
Yeah.
well, everything in the energetic state in the physical matter dies. Everything does.
Yes. Yes.
The cosmos including,
Yes.
and that's it's interesting that comes up because I know a lot of people don't adhere to this black hole thing, but to me, for some reason, 4 years ago, something came to me in a dream that I just could not believe. I'm like, okay, the black hole is way more than we're being told it is, and then all of a sudden I started asking questions. I started digging into it. I do some research on Nassim, looking to Nassim, and then I come across Danny Wilton. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. And it all points to the same thing, which is our pineal gland, folks. It's weird, but it does. I cannot articulate it to you guys, but I know inside of me that the truth of that whole situation is not only articulatable to my own psyche. I can tell myself or explain it to myself, but I cannot explain it to anybody else. I've tried and I've tried.
It's
and I've
hard.
tried,
It's hard to put this
tried,
stuff
and
in the
just can't do it.
language.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't know about, you're talking about dreams, and I know you were talking about it on where were you talking about? I think Trina, you were talking about it with Wayne, or maybe on Andromeda 7, but you were talking about being lucid dreaming. And man, lately the lucid dreaming, I start reading and my eyes will close and I swear that I'm like, all of a sudden, just like that, I'm doing something else somewhere else, and it's like so real. And I can
That's
hear
awesome.
voices and I can see things going on. And then when I wake up, it's like I'm right back reading that book and I'm all refreshed, and I just start reading and it's like freaks me out. It's like, oh, holy cow.
That's
I mean,
awesome, Robert.
It's real weird. And I got to start getting control of that, but just started happening lately. Usually when I start reading, I just literally pass out, but now it's kind of like I'm not passed out, but there's other stuff going on and it's kind of different. It's different.
That's
because
awesome.
I'm remembering it for at least a few seconds afterwards. I'm like, I was just somewhere else. I don't know where it was.
Robert, do you have a dream journal book next to your bed?
Yeah.
Start writing it down and start writing down the pieces, the things that you remember. It'll start unlocking a story for you and you'll be able to see one of your parallel realities. That's another life you're living.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know where it came from, but there it is. Speaking of that, reading books, I want to say I read this book. Wayne had suggested this book, Escaping from Eden. It was real good, and I finally finished it. And as you can see, I even put little markers on stuff that I really liked.
right
So
on.
I'm on to the next book, which is, I thought it was sitting here, but I might have moved it somewhere else. But anyway, I got another book I'm going to start. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Ryan.
I got a new book suggested by Wayne, Night World by F. Paul Wilson. There you go.
Wow.
It's supposed to be a good one, and I'm going to get on it right after I finish a few of these other ones. But that is on the list, and I enjoyed the other ones. So I learned a lot.
Right on.
So anyway, yes, it took me weeks to read it, but I kind of vary off with a couple other ones that I'm reading, and I finally finished it. And this last week was really hard because I could only get a couple of pages done at a time. But I finished it up yesterday. So I'm so proud of myself.
Absolutely. Robert, you're growing really fast.
Well, thank
Like
you.
you're moving really fast. It's like I'm seeing you activate all these different things really quickly. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
I'm working. I'm putting the nose to the grindstone, you know, as
You
they
can
say,
tell.
because and then I keep telling you, everybody out there, that if you want to do stuff and learn stuff, you need to work at it. It's called work for a
All the great
reason.
work for a reason.
Yes.
This
So
is true.
speaking of that, I need a volunteer for tomorrow. Somebody out there needs to volunteer for tomorrow to come on the show. I have Omika coming on, and she's, I think she's doing some classes now on card reading.
Oh, okay.
And so, I want to get somebody on here who wants to come on and learn how to card read. So who could, and she's going to do the thing, and I'm going to work out something. Whoever comes on the show tomorrow, I'm going to hook her up with them and somehow figure it out. And I will get them their first class on it, and I'll pay for that, or whatever it takes to get her
Robert,
that person a card reading. What?
we had a question in chat.
Yes.
Who is the author of the book for Return to Eden? Or
Oh.
yeah, that one.
Let's see. Paul Wallace.
Okay, I think that was Regine that asked that. It flew by in chat, but I just caught it. So there you go.
Yeah, anyway, real good book, real good. Like I said, so I need a volunteer for tomorrow who would want to come on, who has time to come on Zoom and be on the show tomorrow. Now, if you want to email me, my email is down below at, milkywaysoultribe at gmail.com. Okay, yes. And so anyway, and Steve's email is there, and Trina's email is there, and Crystal's is there, her YouTube stuff, and all that stuff is in the description. So anyway, go check them out and everything. But I need a volunteer for tomorrow. And Trina, if you want to come on tomorrow, that's fine. But two, that'd be good. But I need a volunteer, somebody who'd like to read cards and learn how to do it. So email me. Don't put it in chat. Email me and be ready to come on Zoom tomorrow.
Okay. Delaney, it looks like Delaney wants to do it.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. That's great. Send me a link. I'm emailing you now. Okay. She said, send me a link. I can hear now. From her videos like, send me a link.
Cajun Queen. I love Cajun Queen.
She is so good. But yeah, I tell you what, everybody reads cards. The readers of the cards are good. I mean, like I said, she's been doing some stuff like that. And, I'm hoping that we can get some people who are interested and get her, and then they can share their experience with all of us on what it was like, because I know everybody in here would love to, really dive deep into that. I know, Trina, you're good at it. Amber, she was really good at it. She reads those cards like, nobody's business, and makes you feel like, when she's like tonight, when you read that card, April Runk, she resonated with it. Was like you were speaking right to her, apparently. And see, that's what it's all about when you read a card. I think that's a lot of it.
It's so important that we connect with each other and help each other through this journey we're on, because man, it's a wild ride.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody can save you but you, and nobody can stop you but you.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And that's what most people's biggest hang up is just what you said, is they stop themselves. They're always in denial. They say, I can't do that. I'm not capable. I can't, there's always
Can't
something
is a
coming
demon.
up.
Yes.
Yeah. They use excuses of, I got to do, the dogs. I got I got a bad car, you know, my thing when I can't travel. So, well, you know, and they'll come up with 42 excuses. Don't come up with excuses anymore. Just do it.
Hi, GI Aunt.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of people come in.
Jake. Hi, Jake. Dark
uh,
Truth. There's a lot of people in here. We love you guys. Thank you for being here.
I love all of you for putting up with me. I'll tell you that.
Oh, we love you, Steve.
And with that, we're coming to another end of our hour, which has gone a little over because my clock ain't working there. So, but anyway, time to say goodbye in another day of the Milky Way. So be the frequency you want to receive. I love you all.
Be the frequency.